to the king, baby.
Do you like Contra, heavy metal, or maybe even body horror? If you like any of these things, you're going to like Iron Meat, a game developed by Ivan Suvorov and published by Retroware. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I actually got to speak with the developer. They actually told me that they were heavily influenced by Metal Slug and the works of Henk Nieborg, who actually recently worked on Terminator 2D No Fate, and who is a very influential person in the world of pixel art. They even told me that the direction towards the stylistic monster machines was really influenced by Boris Groh. They actually had tons of other influences of things like Aliens and Virus, and if you play the game, you can see these influences. You can see influences from heavy metal album covers. You can see influences of games like Doom. Something that actually was the impetus for creating the game in general was when the developer played Super Cyborg, another Contra-like game that is a bit more simple, a bit more scaled back, and a much cheaper, lower budget game. Super Cyborg is even more Contra inspired than even that of Iron Meat, with way less replayability, but you can definitely see the influences. You can definitely see how this could be almost a spiritual successor in some very, very minor ways. Iron Meat is a run and gun arcade shooter. It is a 2D platformer by way of Contra and Metal Slug. It is a shoot 'em up. It is a fast, frantic, fun, bloody and gory body horror experience. There's tons of mutants, machines covered in pus and blood and guts and gore and just being taken over and overrun. Think of when you see cities being taken back by nature, but it's actually the meat, the main antagonist of this game, taking over everything, infesting it, going straight to its core and infecting it. In Iron Meat, you blast your way through retro-inspired stages and bosses to uncover the shocking horrors behind secret experiments on the moon, and all the crazy things that go on and what exactly let the meat loose, this cosmic entity. Iron Meat was quite a breath of fresh air for me after coming off of AVGN and Neon Inferno, which both have their challenge and retro vibes. I think Iron Meat just really struck a chord with me because of the heavy metal soundtrack, the run and gun nature of it. It's a lot more involved and a bit faster than AVGN or Neon Inferno. Neon Inferno has you taking a lot of cover, shooting into the background and the foreground, and doing this kind of back and forth. AVGN is a lot more Mega Man inspired, so you can only shoot left and right. Iron Meat is multi-directional. Iron Meat actually fixes a lot of the issues that I had with certain elements of both Neon Inferno and AVGN. Of course, this comes from it being a largely different kind of game, if not similar to Neon Inferno in many ways. Iron Meat offers up multiple difficulty levels. It gives you an easy, a normal, and a hard. On easy difficulty, you have 32 lives. On normal, you have 16, and on hard, you have 8. All three of these are relatively generous amount of lives compared to most games in this genre. The developer had a demo and multiple playtests that showed that so many different players play the game differently, have a different learning experience, and some have more trouble than others, so ultimately they decided that giving these extra bit of lives would help ease the tension of the difficulty and help certain people have more of an opportunity to do this, as well as give the people who want the challenge the opportunity to make the game more difficult. Post-launch, of course, there was the addition of things like mutations, boss rush, mirror mode, and arcade, which adds even more content, even more challenge, and even more to do in the game, all of which are an absolute blast. Iron Meat has a leveling system, which on easy and normal takes a while to go up, and on hard it goes up a bit quicker, but either way you unlock skins and certain milestones or achievements or certain things like that also earn you skins. That adds to the replayability, gives you a reason to keep playing outside of just the fun of doing it. Like I said, the game is a breath of fresh air. It is a game that I really enjoyed, that really gave me that challenge. It allowed me to fight these bosses and fight them over and over, whether it was the monster house, the final boss, or it was fighting a mutated train or a helicopter, or whatever it may be. There was always something wild. It gave you that feeling of a classic game of just going through a level, getting obliterated, trying it again, remembering where the enemies are, remembering when the projectiles are going to come, remembering the moves and the stages of a boss fight, and really memorizing it all, but perfecting how it all played out so that you are one step ahead of what's already about to happen. It gives you that edge. It gives you a sense of fulfillment for accomplishing this, for making it past that level, making it past that boss. It's a game that's going to have you replaying levels over and over and over. So if you're not used to that, or you're not ready for that, or you don't want that kind of experience, it's probably not the game for you. But if you like those old school games, you like something like AVGN or Neon Inferno, or maybe you like Shovel Knight or Classic Mario or Sonic, or just games that are challenging. Games like Contra, games like Metal Slug, games that really make you learn the experience. Maybe even an apt comparison is something like a Sekiro or an Armored Core, maybe Dark Souls, something where you have to truly learn how the game functions and you have to play it on its level and understand all the mechanics to truly master the experience. And Iron Meat, like I said previously, has become one of my favorites. The combination of the visuals, the body horror, the heavy metal soundtrack, the story, the world, what it leaves lingering by the end, and just the experience as a whole is magnificent. There's really not a lot that I can really criticize about the game. One of my biggest criticisms is really just the progression. I feel like the progression is too slow, even with all the content on offer, and even if more content is planned in the future, it's just progression in general to unlock skins and so on, and just level up is just way too slow. The amount of XP that you get is just way too small. Progression should be ramped up and you should get twice as much XP. I understand you play on a higher difficulty, you get even more XP, but of course, people can only withstand playing the same levels so many times. But I really love the game, and a lot of people are going to love this game. And if you love it, then you're going to replay it. You're going to try to unlock all that stuff. You're going to spend time with it. You don't have to play it all at once. You can play it 5 months down the road, a few days, a couple times a week, whatever it may be. So I think anybody who loves it's going to go for it, but the progression is extremely slow. I beat the entire game on normal and barely put a dent in the leveling system. I mean, and there's some cool modes and like arcade and all that stuff that I mentioned. Like I said, progression is just too slow, and that's really my biggest criticism, because outside of that, everything else is perfect. Everything else about the game is great. Everything else is fantastic. The music, the sound effects, the just crunchy meatiness, the pickups and the upgrades of the pickups, and the way everything sounds is just so good. It even has co-op. That is awesome. The metal music and the tracks, combined with the cinematics, the ending, the beginning, the just amazing animated cutscene at the very beginning of the game really makes me want like an animated TV show or cartoon from this. Like, that would be amazing. And all of that just absolutely complements the overall experience. It's a fun and challenging game, and if you're ready for that, it's a good time. It's something that's going to truly make you master it to finish it. The final boss is amazing. The final boss is extremely fun, and it tests pretty much every skill that you've learned throughout the game. And actually, something that this game does well, and something I enjoy from video games, is when in a level or in a game you are tested in all the skills that you've learned. And pretty much in every level, there's a boss at the end. At the end of that level, that boss is testing the skills that you learned while playing that level. That is perfect. And then by the time you get to the very end of the game and you are pushed to remember all the things you've learned throughout the entire game and use all of those to defeat the final boss. The game is left on this cliffhanger. There's things that are hinted at. The main menu gets changed, and it's awesome, it's atmospheric, it's cool. And there are plans for more post-launch content. There are plans for more DLCs and story content and just things to do and things to unlock. It's an ever-growing, ever-evolving, and ever-mutating experience. So I think sticking with it for the long haul is awesome. I think for $20, there's a lot to be had here as far as replayability, base game, story, and just the moment-to-moment gameplay. Challenge is there, multiple difficulties, accessibility, more than enough lives to do everything, and even on normal with 16 lives, you're going to get your ass kicked. For some people, depending on your skill level, 32 lives might not be enough. I was playing on normal for the longest time, and there was actually a level that I was going to go, I was like, I definitely got it this time, and I accidentally clicked easy, and I beat the entire level without even getting hit once. And I was like, well, I guess that means that I'm actually getting good at this game. And hard is pretty dang hard, but you get a lot of XP for playing on hard. The skins are super cool. There may be even a Doom guy skin in there. And a bunch more. Lots of references and Easter eggs to a lot of cool things. Overall, an extremely awesome game that I suggest any fan of Metal Slug, Contra, or any of these old school kind of games play. If you like shoot 'em ups, if you like 2D platformers, I suggest it. It is freaking good. Has multiple different filters to make this game look more retro, or make it look as crisp and clean as you'd like. It offers up a decent little story that's told to you through a few different cutscenes and bits of text and dialogue. It's really good. There's actually human NPCs that are in the background or throw you power-ups and different things like that show that this event is happening with or without you, that the world is being taken over, that things are being infected and people are fighting back. How much is going on in the background, the foreground, and how much both with friendlies and enemies is just really cool, and it adds to this like immersion that a lot of games like this don't really have. It adds to the universe and the atmosphere and the whole feeling of everything. It's really, 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 really cool to see, and honestly, it impressed me, and the art overall is just chef's kiss. Amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you go out and check out Iron Meat, and thank you once again to Retroware for the key. I can't say enough how much I like Iron Meat, how much I love the just symphony of metal and gore and blood and just guts and shooting and explosions, and it's such a wonderful mixture of mayhem. I love it. As always, I'd like to thank Midnight Medium, Osh, Melancholy Geek, and our new $5 tier member, John David, as always, for the love and support. And if you want to become a cultist yourself, hop on over to Patreon, throw me $1, help support the channel, and become a Forge cultist. The Forge is calling, and I must answer, so I'll see you all when the next video has been forged.